Hello and welcome to the Yin Yang Movement class. I am Brittany Cano. I will be leading the class today. This class was actually inspired after hosting my first retreat in Costa Rica. And I asked myself, how can I bring the benefits or some of the aspects of going on a retreat into a class? So that's what this class represents. And it is a combination of meditation, mindfulness, movement, of course. We're going to be doing functional fitness exercises. There's that strength training and cardiopulmonary aspect, that yang part that gets you up and going and activates the sympathetic nervous system and brings all that energy into the body. And then we start to slow it down with more gentle stretching, and we finish with yin yoga, which in that part we will hold the asanas from anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. For this class, we will probably hold them, I'll say, anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. Don't worry, it actually goes fast. And we finish with a meditation as well. So without further ado, let's get started. As always, please listen to your body. Do what feels right for you. If something you know you're not supposed to do for whatever reason, you've had an injury, you've had a surgery, please don't do that. If you can't do certain things, that's okay. This class is all about honoring yourself, doing what feels good, and doing something healthy for yourself. So go ahead and find yourself in a seated position on your mat, or if you'd like, you can sit in a chair. We'll start with some grounding exercise to get going today. I'm going to have a seat down here. I'm going to grab my yoga block. Sitting is a activity that I will probably be spending the rest of my life getting more comfortable with. So go ahead, find that seated position. You can close your eyes here. Think about stacking the hips, the spine, and the neck, pulling the shoulders back. Again, bringing those eyes down to a low gaze or closed. And take a moment to let yourself come into this moment. Letting go of anything that has happened so far today, and also releasing your to-do list. Giving yourself permission to fully be here. Starting to notice where your body makes contact with the earth. Just seeing if you can let yourself be a little more supported. Lengthening the spine, sitting up nice and tall. Imagining there's energy pulling you up towards the sky. And then there's energy that is connecting you with the earth. Perfectly harmonized, perfectly balanced here. And now start to bring your awareness to your breath. The first couple inhales and exhales, maybe you breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. For the next 3 breaths, inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Seeing if you can fully expand those lungs and fully let those lungs release as you exhale. 2 more breaths like this. And now setting an intention for today. How is it that you want to be as you go throughout this day? This is the only day like today. We don't get a repeat. So how is it that you want to show up in your life today? How do you want to be in relationship with yourself, with others, with the world? And then bring that intention in with the inhale. And on the exhale, surrendering that intention, setting it free. Out to the universe, out to God, out to spirit. And so it is. If you had your eyes closed, now you can go ahead and open your eyes. We are going to get started. If you sat on a yoga block, go ahead and move that out of the way. We're going to start on all fours today. I have my mat sideways so you can see a little bit better what we're doing here. So shoulders, elbows, and wrists are lined up. We're going to inhale, tuck the chin. You can do this seated as well. Exhale, drop the belly down, open up through the neck, open up through the clavicles. Sink the hips up. 2 more times each way. Full inhale. And full exhale. You always want to let your body warm up before you jump right into your physical activity. So that's what we're doing. Very good. Now go ahead and come back to neutral. We're going to make some hip circles. So dropping the hips to the side, back, front, side, and around. Does not matter which way you go. We'll go about 3 circles around each side, taking it as slow or as fast as feels good. And then go ahead, and once you've done about 3, you're going to go ahead and switch other direction. Same thing. Same thing, same thing. I like to teach this class with music. It's fun. All right. And then go ahead and come back to neutral. Bring one arm forward, out and around, making some arm circles here. See if you can look straight down at your mat. You don't want to look up or drop the neck down. Other direction with that arm. Waking up our joints, waking up our body. And then go ahead and switch. Other side, same thing. Keep that going. And then go ahead, other direction. Just reaching around, making some big arm circles. Awesome. Now we're going to alternate kicking the leg back, straightening the leg out, bringing it back down to the mat. Watching where your head and neck are. These tend to get out of alignment during these kinds of activities. Go ahead and do one more each side, gauging the core here as well. And then we're going to fire hydrant, alternating side to side. Just waking those hips up a little bit. Gentle movement to start with. Beautiful. Now we're going to come up into downward facing dog. So curl those toes under. Maybe you walk your hands forward a little bit if you need be. Engage those fingertips. That's going to help offload the wrist. Sink those shoulders away from the ears. Gauge the core. Firm up that belly. Start to take your knees off of the mat. Your elbows are rounding away from you. And keep a little softness in the knees, coming up into downward facing dog. Adjust as need be. And then you can start to pedal through those heels. And then go ahead and find stillness. We're going to have 3 breath cycles here. So coming back to that inhale and exhale. Make that an inhale and exhale through your nose if possible. One more time. And then slowly start to walk those hands up towards your feet. We're going to hang here for a moment. Dangle, let everything go. Release your neck and shoulders. And then slowly, slowly, slowly roll it on up. Head's the last thing to come up. Roll those shoulders back. We're going to do some shoulder circles. Now we're on our feet. Coming up from the ground to your feet. Sometimes you might feel a little dizzy. And other direction. All right, then we're going to just move the body side to side. Let those arms flat. Maybe even let those arms give yourself a little love tap. Good movement. Little spinal twist. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring those legs out wide. Toes are going to point forward. We're going to sink side to side. We're still warming up, but we're almost ready to jump into that yang movement, that functional fitness. Very good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Get your pumped up music going. Heels together, toes out, chest up. Stick your pelvis, engage the core, open up through the chest. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. Little pulses. On this one, if you don't feel it, the more you sink lower, the more you will. Think about your form here. I'm already noticing my breath is increasing, which is a good thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bring it up. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now we're going to come back down and hold. Again, sink that pelvis under, engage the core. You can place your hands right over here. Have mine in heart center here, prayer position. Sink a little lower. Come back to that breath. Sink a little lower. And go ahead and come on out of that. Shake that out. Next thing we are going to do is an alternating lunge with a lift. I'm going to show you from the side because you're going to be able to see my form a lot better. Give you some options here. Your knees bother you? Maybe you're not going to do lunges. Maybe you're going to step back and up. Same side. And I'll tell you when to switch. Or you can do maybe a little lunge back, keeping that chest up. Or perhaps you're going to come all the way down, bringing the arms up and alternating. Go ahead and join me now. Taking it at your own pace. If you're doing the modification and you're doing one side at a time, I'm going to tell you when we're about halfway. We are about halfway. Keep that chest up. Whew. I like reverse lunges, safer on the knees. Ten seconds. Then we're going to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on in to a hold. Watch your form here. Sink those shoulder blades down. Watch those hips. Try to even them up. Back leg is bent. Coming back to that breath. Very good. Staying with that breath. Bring those hands to heart center. Pull those shoulder blades back. Check in with your intention. All right. 10 more seconds here. Sink a little deeper if you can. And now we're going to come back into that wide squat. Hold. Same thing here. Sink a little deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Twist to the other side, lunging the other direction. Bringing those arms up. Adjusting your form. Coming back to the breath. Looking straight ahead, dropping those shoulders away from the ears. Sink a little lower. Hands to heart center. Maybe feel your heart beating. It's a great thing. You are healthy. 5, 4. We're going to step that back leg in. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Shake it out. Come to the back of your mat. We're going to stretch those arms up towards the sky, back out, and forward fold. We're gonna walk it out into plank. Roll it down, walking it out into plank. Make sure, I'm so tall here. Make sure that the wrist, elbow, and shoulders are in alignment. We're gonna bring opposite knee to elbow for 8. 8, 8. That's 8 each side. 2, 2, 1. 1 plank hold. If you need to drop to your knees, you can. Go ahead and place your right hand in front of your face. We're gonna roll onto the sides of the feet into side plank. Open up that chest, gauge those obliques, raise that hip up a little. And go ahead and bring that arm back down, come back in. Other hand in front of the face, other side. You warm? You sweating? Woo! And bring that arm, inhale, and exhale, bring that down. Come on back to plank. A little pause here. And walk those hands in towards the feet again. And slowly, 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 roll it on up. I like to see that we've worked our entire body in the exercises. So we're gonna walk it back out and we're gonna come into 10 push-ups. We're gonna do 2 rounds now. So stretching up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, float those arms down. Walking it on out into plank. If you need to, you can drop to those knees. And think about form here. 10 chest push-ups. And pause. Walk it back in. I can tell. Get to work on my push-ups again. Push-ups are one of those things. When you do them, you get stronger. You notice yourself getting stronger when you stop doing them. Unless you're my husband. You might lose them a little bit. They get more challenging again. And roll it back out. But that's okay. We have muscle memory and we're celebrating where we're at today. Squeeze that tricep at the top. Walk it back in. Slowly roll it on up. Stand up nice and tall. And come to the middle of your mat. We are going to work the back side of the body again. So flat back, elbows in and out for 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up, squeeze the glutes. All right, here we go. Flat back, squeeze between those shoulder blades. Stand it up, squeeze the glutes, release. So many good workouts you can do without even any equipment. You don't have a yoga mat? No excuses. Towel, blanket. Just be careful it doesn't slide if you have laminate floors. Squeeze. Squeeze those back muscles. Activate. Ooh, one more time. Squeeze. Squeeze. Yes. And we need strong back muscles to do lots of things in our daily routine. Now we're going to calf raise. We're going to work the shoulders. So elbows are out wide. We're going to calf raise up and down. Try not to let those elbows drop below shoulder height. So we don't want them to come down here. Okay? Here at the top, squeeze the glutes, engage the core, release. Always want to focus on safety, alignment, and many things. Yeah, not so much. We're not so worried about alignment. But I'll get you when we get there. I'll tell you about that. Inhale, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those arms down. Continue those calf raises. Pulling the palms back. Woo. Squeezing the triceps. If you have weights and want to use them or bands, you can do that as well in this part. 8 more this way, then we have some pulses I'll show you. 7, 6, keep that calf raise going. Stand up nice and tall. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep those heels down. Little pulses. And then I'm going to have you bring your thumbs together, in, out. If your thumbs can't touch, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's the idea that counts. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Woo! Now we're going to start to slow it down a little bit with some stretches again. Feet are about hip width apart. We're going to stretch both arms up. Reach one hand down to the side and over. Try to keep that shoulder open. Come into that inhale and exhale. And then back to the center. Pause. Other side. Again, open that shoulder up. Inhale, exhale, and then come back to center. Walk those feet out a little bit wider. Secret here to get your hands on the floor. You can always use a mat or walk those legs out a little bit further so you can touch both hands down. Hands on the hips, flat back, looking down. Dropping both hands on down to the mat. Again, if you can't touch, just reach those feet out a little bit further. Placing your right hand in front of your face, keeping both hips centered. Placing one hand on the hip, maybe you stay here. Maybe you do a little bit of opening. Or perhaps you open that chest completely up. Up to you this morning. Inhale. Exhale, flow that hand down. We're going to do the same thing, other side. Hand on the hip. Hand on the ground is in front of the face. Adjust, a little opening, keeping the hips squared to the back. And then open up that shoulder if that feels good. Inhale, exhale, and float it on down. Go ahead and grab opposite elbow. We're going to hang here for about 15 seconds. Let your head and neck be heavy. Stretching out those hamstrings. Releasing the neck and spine. Little inversion here has lots of benefits. And then release those hands. Bring one to the hip and the other one to the hip. Firm that belly, lengthen out the spine, engage the glutes. Slowly make your way on up. Awesome. From here, we're going to stretch to one side. Get a little stretch in that inner thigh. If you want, you can drop it on down to the ground here. Try to keep your heels planted, toes pointed forward. Very good. And now come on over to the other side. Inhale. Yes, stand, exhale, come on back to center, come on up, make your feet come on towards each other. We're going to release the neck here, drop one ear to the shoulder. You can keep it here if you'd like. You can press through the opposite palm, maybe even lightly touch the top of your head, deepen that stretch. You want to do some vagal nerve exercises to release anxiety in the body. Then bring your gaze up towards the opposite corner. This is great exercise if you're feeling anxious. When we're truly feeling anxious, we are not typically able to talk ourselves out of that. Our physiology, our physical state is affected. You might even feel yourself breathing a little deeper, activating that vagus nerve, and come back to center. Move your neck a little, same thing, other side, drop the other ear to the shoulder. Maybe you place through the palm. If you'd like to work on the vagus nerve, creating a calming effect, then bring your gaze opposite up towards the corner. One of the reasons I love somatic healing exercises, whatever you want to call it, is because everything is connected. It's not just our physical body that's having an issue or our mind. Everything works together. It works with our emotions, works with our unconscious, our subconscious, our conscious mind. Works with our body. Everything is connected. Inhale. Exhale and come back to center. We'll do a little bit of neck rolls. Imagine with your nose, you're drawing a little circle. And then other way. Very good. Go ahead and interlock those fingertips behind the back here. Open that chest up. Try to bring your palms together if you can. The more you bring those palms away from the body, the more you're going to probably feel a stretch in your shoulders and chest. What you don't want to do, here's okay. Here, maybe you don't want to do that on this one. Couple more breaths. And then go ahead and release that. All right, we're going to do a quad stretch. You can do that. Let's do this one actually down on the mat. So go ahead, come to the back of your mat. We're going to stretch those arms up. Inhale, palms together. Exhale to heart center. Come back home to your intention. If your mind has wandered, come back here with love, with kindness, compassion, loving and accepting and embracing yourself exactly how you are, where you are, who you are. Inhale. Exhale, let those arms fall. Slowly drop on forward, forward fold. Release the neck. And we're going to walk it on out onto all fours here. And then go ahead and make your way onto your belly. Couple options here. You can drop your head to your forearms or to your hand. Reach back, grab the top of your foot. Keep your knee close to your other knee, pointed down towards that inside ankle of the other foot, as opposed to out here. If you want to get a little deeper stretch, come on up. Open that up. Totally up to you. Couple inhales and exhales here. And then slowly, slowly, slowly release that. And we'll switch, same thing, other side. These stretches are so great. You'll notice when you work on your flexibility or range of motion how it feels easier to move throughout your day. Lowers your risk of injury. That's a great way to just shift energetically. Typically, you'll feel much better after a class like this yin yang movement class. Inhale and let that go. All right, we're going to finish up with the yin portion of the class here. We have 4 asanas, First one we're going to come into is child's pose. So I'm going to have you bring your knees out about the width of your mat, toes together, and then sitting the hips back towards the heels. If your knees bother you, you can have the option, you can add more padding. You can also get cushions if you'd like, a pillow, that kind of thing, or coming onto your back and hugging your knees into the chest or coming into happy baby. So we're going to be in child's pose for 3 minutes. And in, you want to be at about 60% of your edge. So we don't want to go all the way like maybe you were going during your workout or the other stretches. We're going to be there longer. And in being there longer, we're able to work on the fascia. The fascia is in the body, it connects everything, it's part of the connective tissue. So there's fascia release that happens. There is also energetic shifting that may happen. You may notice in some asanas, if you practice yin, that you feel anger, right? A lot of energy can be held in the hips. You might feel anger, you might feel sadness. It's okay. Reminding yourself that you're safe and coming back to that, I love and embrace whatever shows up, right? Because it's there or it wouldn't be showing up. So coming to the breath, in the first 30 seconds to a minute, we'll focus on getting adjusted so that we find stillness, and then finding that stillness and see if you can be with whatever's there. I also like to bring in affirmations in yin. So you'll hear me saying affirmations. With the affirmations, some you may be like, yes, that's for me. I feel this. And others you may not. You might want to take a mental note. If something was like, didn't resonate for you, these are positive affirmations, maybe there's something there that you can discover. And if it did feel like, oh, that feels great, perhaps that's an affirmation that you want to keep working with. You want to keep bringing into your day, that kind of thing. So with the affirmations, you may repeat them to yourself out loud or quietly, or you could just listen to my voice. So we're going to come on into child's pose. We move very slowly in this part too. We're really calming things down, calming down the nervous system, calming the mind, the emotional state. So we're going to walk on forward. And you can bring those arms out in front of you. You can drop your forehead down. Or if you'd like, you can bring them back beside you. This is for you, and you get to choose what honors your body. So like I said, taking that first 30 seconds to settle in. Staying focused on your breath, on your body, on your surroundings. This is a mindfulness piece. And we'll stay here for about 3 minutes. And the affirmation here is, I love and accept myself exactly how I am. I love and accept myself exactly how I am. Staying here for another minute or so. If this supports you to surrender more fully into the asana, maybe you do so. Staying relaxed and also alert. Two more inhales and exhales. We're going to slowly come out of this, probably slower than you've moved all day. One hand at a time, bringing the hand under the shoulder and pausing. Same thing on the other side. And we're slowly going to raise the head up. Imagine pushing the earth away. Nice and easy, coming on up slowly. And then coming all around to a seated position. We're going to pause here. There's a rebound effect that happens in yin yoga. So taking a moment here and just seeing, observing where you're at energetically. Then we're going to sit up nice and tall, stretch those legs out in front of you. You can go this way on your mat. I'm going to face this way though so you can see me. Lengthen the spine. We're going to cross one leg over the top. Doesn't matter which one. We're going to do both sides. If you're able to, come onto the side of that ankle. Think about bringing the knees in line with each other if that's possible. If you'd like a deeper stretch, you can bend this bottom leg. Again, we're going to sit up nice and tall, and then we're going to slowly walk on forward if that's available. You want both sits bones to stay connected with the earth. Palms up for more allowing, receiving energy. Palms down for more grounding energy. So walking on forward, letting go of the neck. Coming into that breath. Coming to about that 60% edge. If you have props, maybe you use them. Like this would support my neck a little more. Or a pillow. This feels better. The affirmation here will be here for 2 minutes. As I am grateful for this day. I am grateful for this day. See if you can feel into that gratitude. I am grateful for this day. This is only July 16th, 2022 that we'll experience. If you notice you're holding tension anywhere, see if you can send a loving breath to soften, to release. And then inhale, exhale. Slowly start to walk those hands in and stack the spine, pausing once you've come all the way up, moving slowly. And then slowly uncrossing the leg. Maybe a windshield wiper them a little side to side. And then pause here. So much power in slowing down and pausing. We're going to cross the other leg over the top and do the same thing other side. Coming onto the side of that foot if you can. Trying to line those knees up if possible. If not, don't worry about it. Lengthening the spine. You can always bend this bottom leg in for a deeper stretch. Sitting up nice and tall and coming on forward here. Using that first little bit to make any adjustments that you need to make. The breath is always there as a guide. Staying here for 2 minutes. And the affirmation here is, I breathe in peace and I breathe out calm. I breathe in peace and I breathe out calm. On each breath in, breathe in peace. Each breath out, breathe out calm. And then slowly start to walk those hands back in, taking your time. Lengthening the spine, pausing at the top and crossing that leg. Maybe you windshield wiper those legs side to side. We're going to make our way on down for the final asana, coming into Shavasana. And then we'll finish with the meditation. So coming on down to your back slowly, slowly rolling on down. If your lower back, excuse me, is bothering you, you can always keep your feet flat and think about tucking the pelvis under, pressing your lower back into the mat. Otherwise, lengthening out those legs, rolling those shoulder blades down away from the ears, maybe rocking those hips a little side to side, letting the toes fall out to the side. Palms can be up for more allowing energy, or down for more grounded energy. And maybe do one of each. And starting to slow down even further. Using your senses to observe physically the support beneath your body. Noticing how you're feeling physically. If there's any discomfort anywhere, seeing if you can use your breath to soften that. If you're feeling strong and energized, just noticing how it feels physically in your body. If you're holding on anywhere, see if you're able to soften, surrender, just for this moment. Observing any noises that you hear. Listening to my voice as though it's the first time you've ever heard these words. And any noises in the background, both near and in the distance. Noticing any colors or change in light that's coming in through your eyelids. Observing if there's any smells or tastes present. Noticing your thoughts. What is the quality of your thoughts right now? Sending them love and kindness, compassion. Where are you at emotionally? Is there a sense of peace? Is there a sense of sadness? Anger? Being aware, being that loving awareness. Our emotions are not bad, yet we sometimes give them labels as though they are. Taking a moment to be with whatever is here. Seeing if you can extend that acceptance, even if just for this moment. And then coming back to the breath. Imagine the breath entering through the top of your head, traveling throughout your entire body, and releasing through the soles of your feet, and breathing in calm and breathing out peace. Breathing in peace and breathing out calm. Breathing in calm, breathing out peace. Taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for doing something so good for yourself, and acknowledging yourself for anything else that you'd like to. If you're not in the habit of celebrating yourself, it might feel unique at first, and that's okay. Giving yourself credit where credit is due. Giving yourself permission to feel good about being yourself, even if things are not the way that you think they should be. Now, breathing in gratitude, breathing out that gratitude, sending it out into the world, and then opening your eyes slowly, wiggling your fingers and toes. You can stretch out nice and tall. This is my good morning, good evening, whatever time of day stretch. And then you can slowly roll it over to one side and come on up to a seated position. Nice and easy. Come on back to seated. May you be happy, healthy, and whole. May you have love, peace, and affection in your life. May you be free of suffering, free of fear. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed today's class. Take care.